Are there certain songs that you say, well, in hindsight, I can tell the lyrics are inspired by this book I read or that book I read?
Yeah, but more, more. I don't. I'm just stimulating my mind, and it comes out in an abstract way where you don't think too much about it. You know, I mean, if you're talking about song lyrics, I definitely regard like a certain song lyric as a tone setter. You know what I mean? I could think of exact places I do that if I sat down, you know, and thought about it for a second. But and that's what they do in writing books too. They'll like you know, it's they allude to like another book, you know, or they do that in movies too. So that's just like the way it works. You know, nothing is new. You know, everything's like recycled.
So for you, is there a lyric that you're most proud of? You say, well, I had to stimulate myself, and this came out pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm proud of a lot of my lyrics. Let me say, you know, I don't know how to single one out. You know. You know, there's some of them are so simple. I remember I really felt, I sort of got chills, even though it's such like a pretty simple thing. But like I remember I was just writing that song too hard, in parts of it, or a lot of it, one night in Albuquerque in a hotel, and I was like, you know, singing about my daughter, and basically being on the road, and and then I forget the line before it, but it's like super loving about my daughter. And then I'm like, life is like a ball of beauty that makes you want to just cry, then you die, you know? And like, I don't know, I like that. I like just the way it came out, because it came out in a moment where I was really feeling it, you know, and you know.
Do you always write lyrics when you're writing the songs? I mean,
I write them, it's been a while since I sat down and did the lyric thing, to be honest, because I did it for so long, and I guess I'm just dealing with other things right now, and there's no rush really anyway, so I just use my brain energy for other things or whatever. But I write it first. I'm singing it, you know, and then I remember it, but I started, you know, getting with the times, and if I have a good line, I'll like put it in the notes in my iPhone, and then later on when I'm trying to get really organized, I get a journal together, you know, which I used to always just use a journal, but it's a pain. So a good thing I usually remember it, and like I say, I take little notes, and then when it gets closer to time to record, I get very, very organized. The first thing I do when I get organized is I list all these songs, which usually don't have titles, and once the page gets full of songs or like song fragments, you know, it looks like it's time to make a record, and then I start to like write down all the different lyrics, and then that's when it gets real inspiring. You're like, yep.
And can you
still got it?
Can you tell if you go through the lyrics and that you say, well, something was bothering me, or maybe this was happening in my life in that period?
Sure. You could. It's always good to look back, especially if it's like a couple years. That touches me, you know. But in the moment, I think the whole key to playing, writing, recording, like writing the actual music part on the guitar, and laying it down, and same with the lyrics when you're writing them or gathering them, which is just to not think too much, because that's when it comes out like naturally and in your subconscious. I'm not saying sometimes I do all of a sudden think too much and dissect it. It's usually if you like start judging yourself too soon and cutting things out. It's best to not do that. It's best to look back later, give it some space.